Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Adabyar coming at you with another lesson. But before I get started, I want to give all glory, honors, and all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole elect that scattered abroad, preaching His truth and sincerity. To you, I want to say shalom. All right, and I'm doing this lesson because on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God had quoted what Kanye West said about slavery being the choice. And this Charlemagne guy replied that it was false, that slavery wasn't a choice. And this morning radio show has a big fan base. So behind that comment, it's possible to steer in the minds of their audience to believe the same thing, without proof. All right. We all know that Kanye is crazy, but some things that come out Kanye's mouth are true. But for the most part, Kanye is still a bug out. He still have a legion of demons on him. But I'm doing this lesson to bring some clarity to that phrase, and comment that was, made by Kanye and Charlemagne the God, But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying because contrary to popular belief, people don't believe that Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is the man he say he is, which is a very disciplined God. He brings judgment to the land without even leaving his throne in heaven. But we're going to start in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come and overtake thee and over you. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. Okay. Then it goes into all the blessings that the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, would cover us in if we obeyed him and his commandments. Now jumping down to verse 15, where it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, and those blessings that was mentioned by the Lord further up, has turned into a curse for our people, because we didn't listen to our power, Yahweh. So that is the situation that the nation of Israel is in today. So I'm going to jump down and pull up some of the curses. All right, not all of them, but some of them. All right, and all these curses would have been blessings if we just would have obeyed Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But we didn't. We made the choice not to. But this is on Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Okay, watching slave movies and seeing slave images, seeing images of slavery, were the children of our nation given to the so-called white man. All right, and we couldn't do nothing but kick and scream, over our children, and our children do the same because they wanted their parents. All right, yes, man. All right. Jumping down to verse 36, it say, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shall thou serve other gods, wood and stone. All right. And, the Lord brought our people down, man. our kings and priests, man. He brought us low up under our enemies, man, up under this base man. Throughout the whole world, our people are serving other gods. Our people are in so many different religions, man. Verse 37 it say, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. We are not being called Israel, nor Israelites, but instead blacks, Negroes, niggas, Speaks, Indians, Mexicans, wetbacks, Haitians, and Jamaicans. We've been called everything but what the Lord called us, man, which is Israel, man, which is Israelites. All right, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. We get our women pregnant with sons and daughters, and the enemy sell them off. Joel 3:3 say, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they may drink. So our children were sold for whatever intentions the buyer was purchasing them for. No other nation went through the trauma, nor no other nation went through the trauma our nation went through. All right, we went through hardcore bondage, man. And jump down to verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Hey, they had a huge head start on us because of free labor. We went through they got a head start on us through that free labor we went through during slavery. They're still passing down wealth from generation to generation, while we don't have a pot to piss in and a door to throw it out of, man. We're at the bottom of society, and especially the Israelite man. Verse 43, he shall lend to thee, and shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right, man. He the head, and we the bottom, man. Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. It sounds like a choice to me, you think? All right, verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right, prime example. Google yoke of iron and click on images. All right, we got to go to this devil for the one of all things, just because we couldn't do a simple task like obeying our power, Yahweh, who created us in his image, man. All right, 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. This devil Esau, left from the land his brother Jacob dwelled in. He left with his wife and children, and went to live in Mount Seir, as cavemen and women, where they begin to speak a different language. But to this day, they liken themselves as unto the eagle, man. You know, look at your post office statue. You know, look at the bird, man. You know, the flag and the bird. All right. Verse 50 say, "Nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young." And this devil committed all types of atrocities against us during slavery. All right, jump down verse 58. "If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh thy power." All right. And, you know, this is the beginning of wisdom, fearing the Lord, fearing the things that he can do and will do to your flesh and spirit. But our people are stiff-necked. They want to conform to their own ways, you know. They ain't thinking about the Lord, man. And until this day, 2023, they still ain't thinking about the Lord, man. They still want to do what they want to do. All right. Well, verse 59 it say, "Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance, and sore sickness, and of long countenance, of continuance." Salaki. All right, from watching, you know, movies and seeing the images, hey, those whips wasn't no joke, man. You know, cuts all across the back, the lynchings, the burnings, the gator bait, the barriers from the neck down for the ants to attack our face, you know. But that's what the Lord placed upon us Israelites for disobedience, man. You know, the Lord fucked us up, man, as a nation. You know, and that was just that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. That was just little compared to what he can do. This second death is gonna be way greater, man. You know, Jacob's trouble is gonna be worse than slavery, man. All right. Verse 60, "Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every tongue which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, and ye shall be left in few." And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as of the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahweh thy power. We were catching hell in every captivity we were placed in, but this one that we're still in this day is far more worse. Even though we're not in physical chains anymore, we are still being slaughtered by the hands of this damn devil, you know, and our people are so docile, it's to the point that they're being slaughtered willfully, man. You know, through his medical system, you know, because our people reject knowledge, man. All right. Verse 63, "And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whether thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve gods, like it serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." All right, Israel are scattered all over the world and even look like the other nations, serving the gods of the other nations, which are idols. All right. "And among these," verse 30, verse 65, "and amongst these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Okay. Our people see cops murdering us in the streets, damn near every day. Even the Edomite civilians get a hand in it. And our people seek for the same people that harm us, seek the same people to save us, to save them, when they should be calling on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah for mercy, man. Because he's the reason why we in the situation we in today, man. And back then, man, we're still in captivity, man. From back then up to now, man. You know, with verse 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Come, you are here today and gone tomorrow by the hands of this devil. All right. You might get shot down in the street. You might have cancer. You might have some type of disease and illness, that slowly kills you, But it's all from this devil, man. Because we're still in captivity, just like we was back then. We were just translated from one from one slave master to the next slave master, man. All right. Verse 68, it say, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. All right. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. We were transported here to spiritual Egypt, which is America, on slave ships from the west coast of Africa, because we fled from Jerusalem, which is our homeland, because of the Roman persecution. And we haven't returned back since that time. But when we was transported here to America, we were placed on auction blocks for slave men and slave women and children. And until this day, no leader of our nation or any other was able to save us from captivity, man. We still haven't went back to our homeland yet, man. All right. But this is Baruch 4:6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten that everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. All right, Jerusalem is the motherland, man, not Africa, man. All right, and the Lord sold us to our enemy. It ain't say he sold us to our friends. He ain't sold us to a nation that might be our enemies, that might be our friends. No, it say ye were sold to the nations, to your enemies, man, because we moved the Lord to wrath, man. The Lord was pissed off at us, man. So he gave us over to our enemies. Now our enemies still had a foot on our neck, man, until the Lord come back and put everything back in his righteous order, man. All right. But I'm ending off here, Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from God. All right. For it was your mind to go astray from God. It was our mind, to not obey the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. It was our mind for us to accept slavery. It say, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. and he saved him a cluster of grapes, man. That hope for elect, man. All right, you know, he saved a remnant that was gonna return back to him. Which is 1/3 of our nation Israel, but the rest of our nation, 2/3, men, women, and children, mostly women. Hey, they're gonna die here in America, man. They're gonna die here in America because they love America so much. They still making the wrong choices, man. All right, but Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole elect that scattered abroad, preaching the truth and sincerity. To you, I want to say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Abba, DTA.